Okay, Andrew, first thing I'm going to do is talk about what we saw coming in, what we thought we needed to adjust in your stance and everything else. Number one, you were overextended downfield. You have long limbs, but you had that ball way too far out in front of you. What that's going to tend to do is pull a lot of weight forward in the stance. It can also do some things like pull you down too low to the ground where you don't have any operating room underneath your body. All right. The second thing you were doing was to try and counterbalance that overextension, was you were hunkering back down low on the back end, ended up with your knee bend way beyond 90. Now, you said you're a wrestler. We get a lot of wrestlers that want to hunker down close to that ground. But in the game of football, it's a little different. If you and I are lining up to crash into each other, you're not going to try to get as small as possible in your stance, right? You're going to try and get big and aggressive in your stance, and it's the same thing in football. You need space, operating room, so you can really make these powerful motions, all right? So what we essentially needed to do was to take you from a position, you're kind of overstretched because you're overextended, then you hunker back on the back to counterbalance. You're overstretched. You're setting up like you're 3 inches taller than you are. I need to take that head-to-tail platform, elevate it a couple inches higher off the ground. By moving you vertically further from the ball, you're going to be able to slide it a little closer while still preserving a good arm extension. Once we've done that, we're going to want to shift your weight around until we get your knees directly over your toes for an optimum balance. All right. The other things that we saw, you're kind of jabbing at the finish just a little bit. We really, well, you're not getting your hands through the legs completely with a nice solid follow through, so you're compromising your consistency and accuracy as a result of that. We want you to get those hands all the way through the legs and practice holding that finish from a stable base, just to train for muscle memory. There's a little thing called Gimme 5 drill I may show you that will help you do that, okay? Go ahead and come on over here, set up, and we're going to walk you through, first of all, the 3-step stance optimization. You ready? Okay, I'm going to pull you forward. Go ahead and lean on the ball. That's going to get knee bend to 90 degrees or less, which is what we want. Straighten the back and fully extend the arms. Then we're going to raise you up, maximizing your operating room under the torso. When you get your pads on, you're really going to appreciate that space. Then I'm going to push you back into the hips towards your target. Notice it's not down to the ground to get you too deep, but back towards your target till the heels touch the ground, knees are over the toes, and you're solid on your feet. I think I got you a little underextended. You feel comfortable? Yes. Now lift the ball. Let's make sure you're balanced. You're solid. Set it down. Give it a good hard throw. How's that feel? Very good. Looks excellent. Now, you're dragging the ball on the ground a little bit. Probably better not to, simply because you get on different surfaces, you're going to have different frictions, you're going to get different results. This kind of field, if you bounce it on this, you're going to send it 3 stories high. Also, the friction slows down your snap. So I'll look at it this time, see if we can find a way to try to minimize that as well. Okay, I'm going to 3-step you once more. 1, 2, 3. Push against my hand a little, you're a little deep. Now relax. Try a throw from right there. Okay, now you didn't drag the ball at all, and I think I know what the solution is, actually. Grab that other ball from Jordan real quickly. You're right-handed. You've got what I call a passive grip. One of the great miracles of the human race is the opposable thumb. You can't really throw a football if your thumb's on the same side of the ball as the rest of your fingers, can you? Okay, so we need to take that thumb and what I call strengthen it. Move it a little bit to the opposite side of the ball. It doesn't have to be extreme. It doesn't have to be tense and tight, perfect C. It just has to be on the other side of the ball so you can actually grip it from above and throw the thing a little bit better. Let's try that, number 1. And number 2, when you get your grip, try rolling the strings underneath the ball a little bit more. That'll cock the wrist, help you make a cleaner throw without dragging the ball on the ground. Okay? Let's just try those 2 things. Oppose the thumb, roll the strings under just a touch. Try a throw from right there. See what happens. See if you love it or hate it. You like that or not? If it doesn't feel good, let me know. But you definitely want a grip where you can hold the ball from above, the thumb on the other side of the football from the fingers a little bit, okay? Now, let me show you how you get adjusted by yourself. Go ahead and set up. Coming in, you were overextended, pulling weight forward. You were hunkering back to counterbalance. We took this whole head to tail platform, elevated it higher off the ground, shortened you down a bit, and then got you balanced by putting the knees over toes. Now, every time I pulled you up, I've shortened you too much, so let's find that nice, happy medium. Shouldn't feel stretched or tense here because tension tightens you up and slows you down. You okay? Grip with fingertips here. Let go with this hand for a second. Lift the ball off the ground. You need that much pressure with that hand, so you can throw and control with 2 hands. Go ahead and get the other grip. Let's launch it and see what happens. Knees are ahead of the toes. You're hunkering a little too forward. There you go. Now, that was extremely powerful. Where'd the ball go? Straight back to his hip. And why? A perfect setup with good balance. You weren't perfectly balanced, but it was good. Will lead to a perfect snap because energy goes down the spine through the hips, up the feet into the hips. Those energies converge and combine in an arrow point. Wherever that arrow is directed is where your ball is headed. With that setup, you can be more and more aggressive without any loss of control. Let's do one more ball. Jordan, let's toss both of them back real quickly. Okay? That's okay. I want you to just try to get a little more aggressive. Now, you like to hunker down like a wrestler. We got to open you up and give you some space underneath. That's a big, aggressive, athletic football stance right there, adapted for snapping. Give it a good, hard, two-handed throw. Okay, not bad. That's okay. That's all right. All right, it's all right. Flashes of brilliance, we just got to keep practicing. Bring it all together, you know? Okay, so don't hunker down too much. That's a big open stance. Does it feel good?
Yes.
It ought to feel good. You're looking super athletic, okay? Throw it hard. Two hands. Grip it with that left hand too. Now that right there is pretty awesome. We're going to perfect your balance here over the next couple days. We're going to get you on a hill and have you snap tomorrow. Always wear cleats. Never snap on a wet hill. Use a spotter, a guy underneath your shoulder, so if you slip, you won't hit your head. Want to be real careful. Wear a helmet and shoulder pads, but we'll show you. That will perfect your balance faster than anything I can do for you on flat grounds. Are you comfortable with the adjustments? Do you have any questions? Okay, let's rotate you. Don't get too narrow, okay? You might want toes out slightly. Feel comfortable there? Not too deep. Good arm extension. Good hard two-handed throw with good balance. Excellent. Excellent. Okay.